Hello everyone and welcome to my review for Record of Ragnarok Chapter 40. Now, we did get two chapters this month. The second one, which has the end of this fight, has not been translated yet. This translation for Chapter 40 literally just came out like 10 minutes ago. It's into the early morning right now, but I'm going to be busy tomorrow, so I just want to get this done now so I'm not late. I don't know when Demi's going to have the translation for 41 out. Presumably in like another day or two at this rate, so I'll have my review out for that. Then, of course, I don't bother to wait for translation, so I already know what happens next chapter, and I'm not going to talk about any of that in this video. So don't worry, I'm not going to spoil how the fight ends for you, but that does mean that I'm not going to be having any like prediction discussion stuff like I normally do. So that out of the way, let's get right into this chapter. We start off immediately where we ended last chapter with Raiden using one of his forbidden moves, Yatagarasu, blowing Shiva's two upper arms off and seemingly knocking him out, which is a pretty insane move, but Shiva still manages to get up, which, I mean, even the Hindu pantheon is surprised by this. They thought, pretty much everyone thought he'd fucking died, which, I mean, I can't blame them. That hit was kind of absurd. Raiden's hand is literally smoking from the force of the impact. It was crazy. But Shiva gets up. His family and his friends from the Hindu pantheon are very happy. We get a reminder that Ganesha is actually the size of like a 10-year-old child, which is hilarious, I guess. Like when we first see Ganesha, he sort of seems like he's the size of an adult, but no, he's a little tiny elephant baby boy. So he's quite precious. So I'm very glad that he did not just see his dad get absolutely fucking murked by Raiden just there. And of course his wives are there too, so that's pretty good. Now, being the fantastic commentary side characters that they are, Ares asks Hermes and Zeus, what the fuck was that? Like, that was just absolutely insane. He blew Shiva's arms off. What did he do? So, for starters, Zeus says that if Shiva didn't put his guard up, his head would have been smashed to bits, which, I mean, I believe that, yeah, that does sound like that's what would have happened, with just how strong that strike was. But the palm strike was so powerful that it blew all of the fucking sound out of the arena. That is so fucking ridiculous. I love it. It's absolutely tremendous. It's the type of dumb anime bullshit I like in this. Now, Ares is shocked that a human can do this. I don't know why at this point. Like, he saw Adam. I don't know why he's shocked that humans can do these things anymore. But Hermes is like, oh yeah, it's true, Shiva wouldn't die from that. Because, you know, you still gotta put a little bit of respect on Shiva's name. He was kind of getting his shit pushed in for, like, the first half of this whole fight. But he's still Shiva, but he took quite a bit of damage. He's spitting teeth out. He's only got really one arm left. The only other one that wasn't completely blown off is holding on by like a few strands of meat. Not in great condition. But Raiden is not doing too hot either. His body is basically exploding. And that's because of the recoil of using Yatagarasu. So, although Thread, they say Thread in this translation, I've also heard like Pruder, whatever, I'm just gonna say Thread for the sake of this translation. Her Voland is allowing Raiden to control his muscles, but that does not necessarily mean that he can just do fucking whatever with them. Like, there's still a limitation to it. As we've seen, Volans are not perfect. They can break under various circumstances. So, Raiden doing some insane shit like that with his muscles, especially since his body is not accustomed to it, has taken a serious toll on his body. It'd be like me trying to lift 500 pounds with no practice in weightlifting prior to doing so. Is like, you're gonna fucking hurt yourself really badly. And the case is the same here with Raiden. Now, Raiden and Thread have like kind of a conversation. They are basically dating. Like, what we get from their conversation here, she says that she fell in love with him. which, I mean, we already knew. I guess they've been talking a lot since, like, 10 minutes ago when she wrapped her entire body around his dick. Uh, oh, that's a funny thing to be reminded of. But Raiden is more so just impressed by how awesome sumo is and the fact that it could do something crazy like that. But he's just really happy that he's finally, after all this time, able to do sumo like this. So he'll risk it all because he's a Rikishi. So Thread's like, alright, cool. Time to give you more of my power again. They're like holding hands. Her power, she's naked. Her power is emanating off of his dick area because that's where the Mawashi. This is so... it's pretty hilarious. Just to think about the fact that she's wrapped around his fucking cock and nuts right now. He has been for like the last 10 minutes. It's pretty hilarious. But yeah, anyway, Raiden's hyped up. He's ready for the rest of the match to go on. And Shiva, I guess, is pretty excited too. And then he notices that Rudra and friends are here, which he's shocked by. He can't believe that he showed up. And Rudra gives him like a air fist bump for, you know, moral support. Like, he's still behind them all the way. So Shiva says that he's got his own burden too. He can't believe that all of the people that he knows believe in someone as stupid and lazy as him, and he can't afford to lose here, because no matter what, he's the peak of Sparga. And I was kind of hoping he would have like a little mini speech like this for this chapter, and I'm very glad that he did. So now he's going to use his shonen protagonist powers to surpass his limits right here, right now. And he does this by shoving his fucking fingers into his chest and stimulating his own heartbeat, Star Platinum style. Though a little more violently, of course, because he's like literally jabbing his fingers into his chest. And squeezing his heart to make it beat faster. Now, the author uses the term Atman, or Atman, whatever. It's a Sanskrit word meaning soul, so it's sort of like Shiva is powering up his own soul or whatever. Like he's tapping into his soul power, when he's really more so just fucking messing around with his internal organs. But like, you get the message here. He's using his full power. He's reaching his true power. Now Shiva's body starts turning red here, because it's burning up. And we get into that thing I like in Record of Ragnarok fights, when we're like, oh, it's written in the Vedas. The other eye's open, fucking finally. We've got 5 eyes Shiva. And we get an explanation of what the deal is with Tandava, Shiva's dance, about how it'll bring about the destruction of the world. However, as he's transforming, there's like this big explosion of fire. It destroys the big building that's been floating up in the sky for this match. Heimdall is jumping into the stands. You have the humans actually helping to pull him in. It's hilarious. To get away from these flames that are just everywhere. So it's explained that not only will Shiva destroy the world with his dance of destruction, but he'll burn his own body and recreate the world from its ashes. And this form is called Tandava Karma. It's pretty fucking awesome. We see like his lower half and his limbs, his arms, from like a certain point down are like charred. They're like molten rock. It's fantastic. And the headband's finally gone. So like he's letting his hair flow freely. It's pretty fucking awesome. It apparently also has an alternate name, Samsara War Dance Ashes, which is also pretty fucking cool. I think there was also another translation of the name, which was like Ember Tandava, which is like, the form just has really cool names. I really like this. So last month I was wondering, hey, what the fuck is Shiva gonna do? Is he gonna like open up his third eye, kind of, or like the rest of his eyes? Yeah. Is he gonna pull out that like super world-destroying weapon thing that someone on the Discord mentioned? As it would turn out, no. But in a way that kind of makes sense. He's just taking his trump card that we're already aware of and just making it better. Or alternatively, the way it seems, is that this is a state that Shiva would reach normally if he just did Tandava long enough, but by sticking his fingers into his chest and pumping his heart faster. He's basically just entering the state immediately instead of having to wait, which is pretty cool. So this is not ass-pulley like something like Adamus form for Zeus. Like, it doesn't just fucking come out of nowhere. It's just him improving his own ability. He literally says, this is the first time I've seen this. I've never tried this before. I am making it up right now as we speak, which I also like. That's another thing I quite like, when anime characters kind of go all out, and it doesn't work. And instead of just, like, some new power developing, they're just like, alright, well, why don't I just try this new thing then, I guess? Why don't I just take what I already do and try doing something else with it? Or just improving upon it. So that's pretty fucking awesome, especially when it's right in the heat of battle. So, Shiva, as we see from his footwork here, is going back into his Tandava. He's doing the dance. His pants are on fire. He's got really one whole arm left, so he is gonna do it. He's gonna do the fucking anime thing. You know, he will fight with but one fist, and his feet, I guess. So, History's Strongest Rikishi and Svarga's Mightiest Destroyer are going to fight it out to the very end. The peaks of their respective society have reached the pinnacles of their respective martial arts, and now they're going to fight and win for everything that they have riding on their backs. So Raiden's got his Sumo, the weak, his hometown, though in this case it's really more of like all of humanity, and for Shiva, he's got his comrades, Svarga, and his best friend, Rudra, and they're both insistent that they'll win. It's two shonen main characters going at each other. And at the very end of this chapter, we have Brunhild looking on, and I guess thinking. The more one is burdened by others' emotions, the stronger he becomes, which is very fucking true if you look at someone like Adam, who is basically burdened with the entirety of humanity's existence, and their respective emotions, I guess. Although he did kind of ignore besides the point, yeah. Like, it's a willpower thing. Like, when you have other people riding on your back, you're gonna fucking do whatever you can to make sure that they're not let down. And that's what the two of them here are doing respectively. And we'll see how that concludes in the next chapter, which, once again, I guess will be out in like a day or two. And with that, I'll finally, fucking finally, be able to do my video ranking the first 5 fights from quote-unquote worst to best, which I wanted to do a while ago as like a 100 sub special, which is hilarious now that I'm at like 1200. But yeah, with that, that's all I have to say for this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I do Record of Ragnarok chapter reviews every month, or I mean, for every chapter that comes out in the month, so there's going to be 2 this month. And I also occasionally do special videos, like my fight ranking that'll hopefully be coming out within a few days. If you enjoy other series such as Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and Kengan Omega, I do videos in those series as well, so if you're interested in those, you should definitely check out my channel. If you enjoy discussing Record of Ragnarok with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to it on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.